Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today I'm really pleased to speaking with Mr. Konstantinos Efstathiou, a very distinguished and experienced member of the Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe from Cyprus as well. Mr. Efstathiou, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.
You are the rapporteur of a K report on implementation of European Court of Human Rights decisions and judgments. And a topic very important and timely as well. And the report will be debated and voted on this Wednesday, and with the recommendation and the resolution. Before coming to my questions, mostly concerning Turkey and its compliance with decisions of European Court of Human Rights, I would love to start with a general review of your report, actually. And you were also the rapporteur of the previous versions of this report. So, looking at the current picture of across the Council of Europe member states, would you say the situation has improved overall since the last report, or are we seeing a further decline in compliance?
This actually is my third report. I was a rapporteur in the 10th, 11th, and now on the 12th report, which is coming every 2 years. And I'm very sorry to say that the situation remains the same, with no obvious results, and sometimes it's getting worse. And what I mean is that the states which do not comply with the duty to implement the judgments continue to do so. Whether, at the same time, states who are doing well, they're getting better. But the problem is not on the positive side. The problem remains in these 9-10 countries which do not comply, and there are some this negative influence on the rule of law is still there. And sometimes it's getting worse.
Yeah, and
this is very bad because we're 75 years after the inauguration of the Council of Europe.
It's also important. This is a
75 years, I guess, and the main problem is that we're still doing or discussing the basics, basic things regarding human rights and respect of human dignity, human rights. There are states who do not comply with these basic issues.
After Reykjavik summit, I think the Council of Europe and the PACE are stepping up their efforts and like doubling the budget of the Department of Execution of Court's decisions. And do you think that kind of developments can change the facts?
First of all, we have to change our attitude towards this issue. We have to get this issue very seriously, and where there is no political willingness, we have to create or to force states to deal in a very sincere way when implementing judgments of the European Court of Human Rights. Because to be honest, all these years, this is my 6th year and my last report on that issue, I have visited many countries. We had many hearings with authorities, national authorities, NGOs, and people who are very interesting. And my conclusion is that there are people who do not take the implementation of the judgments seriously, and that people are national authorities, even ministers of countries. So first of all, we need the willingness to be sincere on what we are doing, effective. And of course, we have, as being Council of Europe or Parliamentary Assembly, I think that it's time to amend our procedures. It's something which I'm going to refer orally tomorrow. hoping that the new report will deal in detail with that. There is no protective and effective measures of how we force or how to press a state to comply with its obligations. We have from 0 to 100, we have 0 inaction. We are doing nothing, just repeating ourselves. And we have the procedure of Article 46, which says that you are going outside. We need some intermediate steps to have the state under scrutiny, and of course to have them to force them to comply with them. So it's something which we have to discuss in the Parliamentary Assembly, so as to improve the accountability methods. Finding ways of not from the inaction to go to the most drastic. Let's have some intermediary steps in order to help the state to overcome the unwillingness or some structural problems that they face, because there are states who are sincere when they say that we don't have the means, we don't have the expertise of doing so. This is something which, yes, we can help and give assistance.
Yeah, maybe to make it clear for our audience, let's go on concrete examples. When we say non-implementation of European Court of Human Rights decisions, the first two names that come to mind is Osman Kavala and Selahattin Demirtas,
yes,
both from Turkey.
Yes.
And since many years, the PACE and the Council of Europe has always said that the constructive dialogue and the silent diplomacy with Turkish authorities continuing, and they were trying to get some positive results.
This is zero. And this is the point. Is 0 point.
It's the 0 point. Yeah, yes. Because we see that the situation got worse with the arrest of Istanbul Mayor İmamoğlu, and now what would be the concrete steps for?
Yeah, I mean,
release. I mean, to make it more concrete, I gave the examples.
I mean, we have to decide whether we stay in 0.0, but repeating ourselves and do something, please, or we proceed with Article 46, as happened with Azerbaijan some months ago, which is very drastic and something which nobody wants. To be honest, to have a state outside our European family, because countries like Turkey can consider to be value added of the Council of Europe, in the sense that we want things to move, states to get better and better. If you throw out Turkey, then you stay with.
It doesn't solve anything.
Yeah, and this is very bad for Turkey and for Turkish people and European, because it's a great country. Turkey is the biggest country in the continent after the expulsion of Russian Federation. So instead of, we have to decide, of course, what steps we have to do, we have to take. There is a joint procedure, which is something which can lead to this expulsion, but that takes a long time. So we are in a bit a situation which is not, comfortable, at least, to say. And this is something which we have to consider very, very seriously. And because it's a domino effect. When you do not act when there is one violation, the second violation, third violation, flagrant violation, then it continues, and I don't know where this situation will stop or will amount.
Yeah. And in your very detailed report and explanatory memorandum, you start with a boy that you defended years ago, and he was sentenced 14 years in jail, and the non-implementation of the judgment of European Court of Human Rights and destroyed his life. Actually, he had psychological.
Has ruined. It is his life because, according to the technicalities now with the legislation, I mean, strictly speaking, he has committed a crime. He was convicted, although his conviction was the result of the mock or completely undesirous trial. But the results are there. He cannot find a job, even today with me. His family life was ruined. So this is a typical characteristic of a technical issue which do not allow a country to proceed with the implementation, full implementation of the to serve justice. This is a typical characteristic of the situations because, yes, we have to change things. We have to be more effective when things have to return back before the violation of the human rights and of the individuals.
Yeah, these tragic consequences are seen as well today in Turkey, especially after the controversial coup attempt in Turkey.
Yes.
And hundreds of thousands of people accused of terrorism charges, and most of them was not, not proven actually. And the European Court of Human Rights Grand Chamber gave a judgment, and Yalçınkaya judgment, which said Turkey has to reconsider its terrorism accusations, and it was a very important decision. But we see the tragic consequences that of non-implementation of this decision. Let me mention a case that just happened a few days ago, and a 15-year-old girl, Sümeyra, has passed away, and she had to take care of her siblings because her mother was sent to prison because she was a teacher that was working close to Gülen movement schools. And her mother was not a terrorist at all, and the Yalçınkaya judgment actually made the ground for her release as well, like the other hundreds of thousands of people. And we see these tragic consequences, unfortunately, and the people still in prison and away from their families, and the kids pay the price because of non-implementation of court's decisions. So my question is, our audience will be curious about if the Yalçınkaya case, the landmark decision, is mentioned in the report or not. As far as I can observe, I couldn't see a referral to the Yalçınkaya case. And how would you comment on this? Why Yalçınkaya case is not on the report?
I fully agree with you that this case illustrates the gloomy situation where human rights are violated and people get paid the price of that. The problem, the issue is that unfortunately this case is considered to be a new one, because my report deals with the implementation of judgments, and we have judgments were not implemented for 10, 15, 20 years, which is the majority of this case, they non-implemented. So, unfortunately, this case, which came out on the 2023, I'm very sorry to say, but it's considered to be a fresh one. And this is one thing we have to see. That is a warning sign. This kind of judgments not to be included in the report just because they're considered to be new cases, although they are very serious and it's a blow to our system. So yes, the only reason this case is not included in the report is that it's not considered to be non-implemented yet. But the positive thing is that this case, the implementation of this judgment, will be discussed in the Council of Ministers next June.
Yeah, Committee of Ministers in June.
Committee.
Yeah. Then afterwards it can be.
Yeah, that
reports,
will be yes, because at that time the Committee of Ministers will decide about the measures, individual or general measures, which must be adopted in order to have compliance with the judgments, the judgment of the court.
Yeah. Tomorrow, my last question is, tomorrow a resolution, a recommendation and the amendments as well will be voted in the plenary session.
Yes.
And what do you expect from this debate and the amendments, and what will be your message to your colleagues, the deputies, about this report, actually?
The message is that the fact that there are too many non-implemented judgments of the court is something which put in danger the whole system of the Council of Europe and the European Convention on Human Rights. I mean, the European Convention on Human Rights means nothing if the judgments are not implemented. So this is an issue which is very serious and goes up to the gist of our system.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Efstathiou.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And dear audience, we spoke with Mr. Konstantinos Efstathiou, and his report and the recommendations and the resolutions will be voted tomorrow in the plenary session of Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe, and we will continue to give the latest information from this channel. Thank you.